What's up guys, William here from fitnessforbackpain.com. I got a really cool video today for you talking about slumped shoulders, AKA taco chest, AKA the hot dog chest. I know it sounds weird, but we all know those people, right? You go to work, you sit at your desk all day, you drive, you commute, you're always in this forward slouch position, you're walking around looking like this, right? Everything's all snapped up and your head's coming out the top of your shoulders like a hot dog, okay? We're gonna fix that. It's not hard, it just takes consistency. I'm gonna give you 5 exercises that you can start doing before and after your normal workout that you're gonna do for the next 3 to 6 months every day. And this is gonna be the strength aspect of fixing these slumped shoulders. Now there's other aspects to it, such as tissue release, which will be done on another video. But today we're just talking about the strengthening aspect to it. So if this is you, if you have slumped shoulders, if you have a forward head posture, rounded shoulders, stay tuned because it's about to get nasty. Don't forget guys, I have a free workshop that I give to all of my students along with you now, absolutely free. If you want to use exercise to figure out why you're in pain, if you want to use exercise to beat your chronic pain, or you go into the gym, before you even pick up a weight, you start having symptoms, inflammation, you have irritation, sciatica, aches, pains, whatever your situation may be, if you want to train pain-free and build a resilient body and do it strategically, I give you this free workshop where I give you the 5 critical steps you've got to be taking if you want to use exercise to beat chronic pain long term. All right, so check that out. You can go to fitnessforbackpain.com/exercise workshop. So what I'm gonna do first is show you how to do them, give you some coaching cues. If you wanna fast forward and get right to the music and me doing it without any kind of talking, you're like, William, you know what? I wanna see how I'm gonna fix my taco chest. I'm tired of hearing you talk. You talk too much. Go ahead and fast forward to the end of this video and you will see me just demonstrating them without any talking. But if you wanna know how to do it correctly and do it right for you specifically, watch the video all the way through. All right, so before I do any type of exercise, I like to get my shoulders warmed up. And by doing these, I'll do 2 things. I'll do SCAT Pushups, which are essentially just push-ups that are having to do with your scapula, which is just your shoulder, okay? So I'll go through these. What I'm trying to do is do most of the movement in my shoulders. So I'm not trying to get too much lower back or too much thoracic movement. It's really just trying to be isolated to the shoulders, making sure that you're keeping the arms and elbows nice and straight. Okay, once I've gone through a few, maybe 15 to 20 of these, I'll do rotation. Go forward, trying to keep, then I'll go back, trying to keep my arms straight. It's best to go slow when doing these, because if you're super connected with your body and you can like move things really easy on command, this is gonna be really easy. I'm not like that, so I have to really slow down, bring my shoulder blades back and down, think about what I'm doing, let it drop, and then rotate forward and really think about what I'm doing. And the same thing goes with going back. This takes practice. You can even see that I'm not the best at it, but it's a work in progress. So I'll do the same thing, maybe do 10 rotations forward, 10 rotations back. And that usually primes me for my first exercise. All right, so the first exercise is kind of like a shoulder complex. I call them shoulder field goals or whatever you want to call them. Essentially what you're doing is I'm laying flat on the ground, all right? So I'm out here like this. I've got my shoulders at the field goal position. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep my chest to the ground and my face to the ground as well. From here, I'm trying to contract the shoulder blades back, trying to pull them down and back. The rhomboids are being engaged. Pretty much the middle to upper back is being engaged. And I'm gonna bring my elbows and my arms up. So now they're floating. From here, what I'm gonna do is slowly, without losing that down and back position of the shoulder blade and the rhomboid engagement, I'm gonna go up as far as I can and come back down. What you don't want to do is, sometimes people can't go all the way up to where their like biceps are touching their ears, right? Some people have a lot of shoulder development, they have shoulder impingements, a lot of different issues. So just go within your range of motion. Back down. The key thing is making sure you're not hiking your shoulders to your ears. You want them to be down and back. You want to have a good stable shoulder. Bringing the elbows and arms up while you're keeping that good stable position. You're going to reach out nice and slow and make sure the position of the shoulder blades, other than them winging out from natural movement, doesn't change much. All right, so the next exercise is what I call a rear delt complex, right? You're working a lot of different muscles with this exercise, but ideally what you're trying to do is build strength in that mid to upper back, the posterior chain. What I'm gonna do, take my bands, I'm gonna get into a slight knee bent position, neutral spine, everything's in a good neutral position, shoulder blades are backing down. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my band, I'll have a light band here, and I'll engage the posterior chain, mid to upper back, just like this. From here, once it's pulled back, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep my shoulders in this position. I'm going to bring my arms up kind of towards that field goal position. Elbows are still pulled back. From here, I'm just gonna push straight up and back down. Okay, so my ribs are down, my chest is out. I'm not extended in the lower back at all. Coming up here gets pretty difficult to keep that neutral position, so make sure your ribs are down before you go into it, because you'll feel yourself in this position here. So you want to have those ribs locked down. Pull back first, engage that. From once you have that pulled back and nice and tight, bring them up and push straight up like that. This is a little bit tougher of an exercise as far as reps and sets. 2 to 3 sets of those, maybe 10 to 12 reps, depending on how heavy your band is, will determine how many reps you can do. You will be tired after the first few of them. So go with a lighter band, don't try to go heavy. It's not something you want to absolutely destroy yourself. You want a lighter band to do more reps to build that endurance. So for this next exercise is pretty much a basic face pull. There's a few things I like to mess with when it comes to the angle. You can try out a few different ways, whether you're mounting it higher up on your rig or if it's just right at face level. Sometimes, depending on where it's at, it will affect how you engage your shoulder blades. So if you're trying to pull down and bring your shoulder blades, if they're pulled forward and rounded, you want them to come back and you want to stabilize them that way. So when you're doing the band pulls, you have to be thinking about what you're doing and what you're trying to accomplish. If you just kind of say, hey, okay, he said to pull the band, so we're kind of doing this thing. Well, I can do a lot of this with my biceps, right? So you have to make sure you're making that mind-muscle connection when doing these. So I have my band mounted higher up on my rig. From here, what I'll do, I'll kind of choke up on the band and I'm gonna pull, almost like I'm trying to pull my shoulder blades back and down, and I'm gonna pull straight back till this band hits my chin. Pull, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. I'm squeezing those rhomboids, squeezing the shoulder blades back and down, not just pinching them. A lot of times the coach will say, they'll put their hand between the shoulder blades and say, pinch my fingers with your shoulder blades. So you're kind of doing this kind of thing. And that's not necessarily what you want to do. You want to be able to bring the shoulder blades back and down so you're engaging and stabilizing and then building stability around those, right? Here, choking up a little bit, I'm going to pull, 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 and I'm squeezing that mid to upper back just like that. For these 2 to 3 sets, high reps, I like doing 15 to 20. You can do more for more endurance, more resilient type building. But for me, 15 to 20 is a good range. All right, so the last exercise is pretty simple. You see these a lot all over the internet, and they're band pull-aparts. I love these things. Usually I'll have these in my warm-ups when I was working out in the afternoon. So I'd be sitting all day, working all day, and then going into the gym and actually doing my training. I kind of already had this forward flexed slumped position. So I would start my workout with some of these band pull-aparts. Very simple. You can double up like this. You can go single if you're not as strong. What you're gonna do, I try to already have tension on the band. So you're gonna grab the band a little bit closer, choke up on it, and build that tension. So from the side, So I'm not like this, but my shoulder blades are backing down. So as you can see here, shoulder blades are backing down, and I'm gonna pull and separate this band. A common issue you see is people will kind of be too high up here. They're hiking their shoulders when they're trying to do these, and they're kind of they're going through the motions. What you want here, shoulder blades backing down. Once they're stabilized, I'm gonna pull apart. Same idea, mid to upper back, engaging those rhomboids, pulling those shoulder blades back and down. And I'm really trying to keep that shoulder in a good, healthy position. So if I were to drop this band and be done with it, I'd come here and my shoulder blades are naturally already in that good position. Because ultimately, this is where we want to be. As far as strength goes, you've got to build strength, build density to the muscles back in the back so you can have that good ability to bring those shoulder blades back. All right, so that's it for the coaching cues. What I'll do now is go ahead and get on the floor and run through all these exercises. I'm not gonna be talking, I'll play some music, just watch what I'm doing, kind of get into your head the position of my body, what I am, what I'm not doing. That's the key to it. So you've got the coaching cues. Now just sit back and watch the way I do it, watch the way I progress into each one. And there you have it, my friends, 5 exercises that you can use right now. Start doing it in your program immediately for the next 3 to 6 months and beyond to start working on your slumped shoulders, AKA taco chest, AKA the hot dog chest. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share the video. Help me out. I want to help change the world when it comes to low back pain, chronic pain, and exercise. And I'll see you on the next episode.